So you might want to put on your hat, might want to put on whatever you need to put on because it's gonna be kind of heavy, man. Y'all excuse me. I'm making my way through the house, and you know, let me get this light real quick. There's real stuff going on out here in the world, and people don't seem to really understand or care about what's really going on out here. So I'm going to break things down in a way that everybody can understand what's going on with, my life and the last thing that I left off with, because I made the announcement that, a chapter of my life was ending, which was my marriage of 17 years. But I never really got into what caused that decision to be made. And so I'm going to go into depth tonight and let y'all really know what the business is, because it's something that is very taboo. It's something that people do not like to speak about. It's something that many people will shy away from it and don't have the courage to speak. You said your marriage is ending 7 years, bro. I bet you $1,000 that the reason for yours is nowhere near the reason for mine. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about to get into that right here. Well, actually, I'm gonna save it for a couple of minutes because I need to get back to my area where I can really speak out without prying ears and stuff like that. Even though they may see this video somewhere, because I'm gonna post it everywhere. Everybody needs to see this. Whenever I speak on deep things, I really put it on every platform I can think to put it on, because it needs to be heard by the world. And this is something very important. We as men, we pride ourselves on our bravado. We pride ourselves on our masculinity and how we carry ourselves out here in this public. We've always carried the theme of building men up and promoting manhood, because manhood and masculinity has been attacked on every side, every form, every way, shape, and form, especially over these last few years. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? There's a lot of speculation as to why. But to me, and this is just my own personal opinion, I feel like the definition of manhood is lacking. The definition of manhood is lacking, because if you ask most men, what is a man? They're going to tell you the book definition, and they're going to say, oh, man is somebody who has a penis, and a man is this, and he go out and work, and they're going to give you all of the things that they've heard coming up to describe what manhood is, what a man is. But you can't really define what a man is, because we have so many different types of men that you cannot describe manhood to an exact T, because your definition is not going to fit every man. Now, I say that because there's a bunch of men out here who do not claim that label of being a man, for the simple fact that they carry a lot of female tendencies, they carry a lot of female ways, and they walk with that female energy. And so they do not see themselves as a man, and they do not label themselves or put themselves in that category of being a man. But then you have some men who carry the every single thing that you could think about that you would call a man, and they're proud of it. Which nothing wrong with that, man. You say get to the juicy stuff, bro. I'm getting ready to, but I gotta lay this down, man, and I gotta explain it because whenever I get to my point, it's gonna fuck some people up. And so as we walk, as we do what we do out here in this world, and we work hard to create a persona for ourselves, as we work hard to promote whatever it is that we believe in, whatever we walking in, we're gonna make sure that the people that we love know first. They're gonna definitely have an impartation of what you believe because you're going to constantly be speaking it into their life, right? You're going to speak it into your children's life. You're going to speak it into your wife's life. You're going to speak it into your surrounding family's life. That's what we do, and we feel good about that most of the time because we believe it's the right thing and we want to honor the right thing. And so, yeah, here it goes, y'all. Here we come. And so I said all of that to basically say, man, the definition of a man is whatever you make it. And I was saying to somebody, you remember back in the days, the gladiators. The gladiators would go out, they'd fight, kill about 20 dudes in the arena, and they would come back in, and they would go and they would get whatever female they want, take that female, smash them, go on about their business. Nobody said nothing. You had some other gladiators who would go out, kill 10, 15 men, come in, they'll grab the little dude, Gluteus Maximus, take him in there, go ahead and knock Gluteus Maximus off, and walk out, and he was still a gladiator, still a man, and nobody said anything. Nobody treated him any different. Nobody tried to ostracize him or nothing like that. He was still a man, just like any other man. He just chose to sleep with men. And so the definition of man never changed for them because they didn't have all of these different stipulations and labels that they put on the word man. And so now in the climate that we're living in, we have taken manhood and we've made it, it's either this or it's that. It can't be encompassing of everything, which I feel is wrong, man. I feel it's wrong. And I felt this way for a long time. I've expressed this in so many different ways, but nobody really heard me. And so now I got to go ahead and verbalize and vocalize it for everybody else because we living in our truth, right? We walking in absolute truth, right? We speaking truth. This is what we're searching for is truth, right? So the truth of the matter is this. For a long time, I walked around and was living a double life. For a long time, I walked around and I was not true to myself. I wasn't true to what I believed. I wasn't true to what I was walking in because here I'm walking with all of these men who promote manhood or their idea of manhood from the church's standpoint, which was absolutely wrong. And they have their opinion. They can believe what they want and walk in that. It's okay. But then you have guys who really didn't believe that, but they just wanted to be a part of something, and they didn't want to be, left out, or they didn't want to be ostracized for not agreeing with that ideology. I was one of them, because here I am walking with these brothers this whole time, and didn't nobody know that I was bisexual. Didn't nobody know that I like transgenders. Didn't nobody know that, I experimented years ago, because my family is full of gay, lesbian, homosexuals, and this is something that I've been exposed to my whole life. So I can't really say that my family is ignorant and my family ostracizes people, because we have far too many gay people in my family for that to be the case. Now, every family has their ones who gonna talk about people and snicker and do this because they ignorant, but for the most part, our family has always been accepting of everybody. As long as you're a good person and you love them and they love you, it is what it is. That's the way my family has always been. And so that's on both sides. And so, this is something that I've always had an interest in. It's something that I've always had a weird feeling about. Yeah, I was dating transgenders. I was liking transgenders way before it was a thing. Way before now, like back in the 90s, back in the early 2000s, I experimented, and it was just what it was at the time. I never really put any emphasis on anything. I never really made any choice to go either way. I just did what I did, did my thing. But, you know, the life that I was living, which was the life of a heterosexual male, it required me to act a certain way, like the males act. It required me to uh, just push certain things into the background, and really to hide who I truly was as a man. Because in society, they say that manhood doesn't encompass these other things that we deal with. It doesn't encompass uh, having feelings about somebody who's of the same gender, but they're still men, regardless of what their sexual preference is, regardless of what their lifestyle choice is, they're still a man. Now, that statement right there makes some gay people angry, because they really see themselves as a female, and that's what they're gunning for, and that's what they're looking for, and that's what they're trying to promote themselves as and present themselves to be. But then you have ones like me, who are these brothers who enjoy the other side as well, but we understand that no matter what we do, no matter what our choices are, and what we indulge in, at the end of that day, you still a man. I'm still a man. I still uh, impart those words of wisdom into my son. I can still impart those words of wisdom into my daughters, and all of that stuff. Everything that encompasses what they call manhood, I still do all of that. So if we're to talking absolute truth, manhood is not what y'all dudes out here just because you don't just because you sleep strictly with females, or you're considered heterosexual. That don't make you a man either. You know, all of these different tropes that we have, all of these different stipulations that we go by, all of these different labels that we carry are burdening us. And I'm lifting the burden, man. I'm sick of living not my full life. I'm sick of not being able to walk in who I truly am. I'm sick of not being able to be proud and explore and do all the things in my life that I want to do. So when I came out to my wife, yeah, it was a problem. Absolutely, it was a problem. Of course, it's a problem. I'm telling this person that thought they knew me for all these years that there's a whole nother side of me that she don't know about. And I want to exercise, because it wasn't just like, I'm gonna tell you that this is. No, I'm still actually indulging in things, and I'm still sneaking around doing stuff, and that ain't fair to nobody. That ain't fair to her. That ain't fair to me. That ain't fair to the other person. So we gotta walk in our absolute truth, right? We gotta fess up and do what is right by the people around us, right? This is what we teach our children. In the face of adversity, what do? We operate in integrity, right? I mean, that's absolute truth, ain't it? So, if we're going to continue to operate in this so-called absolute truth thing, it's going to be some times where you're going to hurt. It's going to be some times where you're going to cry. It's going to be some times where you're going to have to shut up. But then it's going to be some times where you're going to have to speak something that's going to be so devastating to so many people that, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't even know what to say on that, because that's on them, how they take it based on what their beliefs are. Because my one daughter on one hand is like, well, daddy, if you happy and if you chill and that's what I'm good with it. I'm cool with it. I ain't tripping. But then on the other hand, you have the ones who will say that, well, you lied to me. And your whole life, you've been lying. You've been running around and you've been doing this and that, and you've been living a lie. Yeah, I can accept that. Yeah, absolutely true. But am I the only one that's running around living a lie? Because people are living so many different lies running around here, trying to hide their vices, trying to hide all of these different things that they don't want people to see on the surface, because they're scared of being shunned. They're scared of not being accepted by the people anymore. They're scared that, they're going to be pushed away. Well, those days is over with for me. I don't care about being shunned or pushed away or any of that by anybody anymore, because, they're not the only people in the world. There's some other people out there who gonna embrace me and who gonna love me and who gonna be like, Mac, you still a man. Mac, you still cool with me. Mac, you still down with me. And it's unfortunate that one of my best friends in the whole entire world, one of my best friends of over 20 something years, whenever he found this out, man, that brother, he was so nasty. He was so, just very unaccepting, and it caused us to fall out, and it caused him to lose a friend of over 20 years, and not only lose a friend, but he gonna catch a real nice ass whooping whenever I hit North Carolina. And it's a shame that it has to go to that level, but you're not going to call me out of my name, and you're not going to violate me in that way and think that it's just going to be sweet. I'll get going to whoop that ass for the old and for the new. And when I whoop it, what then shall he say? Will he say he got beat by somebody who wasn't a man? He say he got his ass whooped by somebody who was less of a man? Nah, and I don't care. That's not my problem. That's not what I'm worried about. That's not anything for me to even think about or consider. What I'm thinking about, what I'm considering is the fact that my children, my family, and anybody that's directly connected to my life understand living absolute truth, walking in absolute truth, and having the integrity, having the courage to be able to do so because it's not easy. It's never going to be easy. If it was easy, then everybody would be doing it because we're always looking for the easy way out of things, right? Well, I ain't looking for no easy way out, man. I understand that that easy way out is never going to give you the type of benefit that you really deserve in life. So I'm getting the most out of my life. I don't know how long I'm going to be on this earth. I don't know what Yahweh determined my end date was going to be. So I got to get the most out of this life while I'm here because it'll be a damn shame to go through this life faking, and then at the end of it, you find out that it was all in vain. Everything that you did, said, all the stuff that you went through, everything that you put others through, all of that was in vain because you chose to live a lie. And this is for the people who have their spiritual beliefs based upon these prerequisites that I've been speaking on. So it's a lot of people who are going to feel some type of way about me being bi, but that's their burden to bear. It's not mine. It's not mine. The burden was mine whenever I was living the lie and when I was scared to say something. That's when the burden was on me. But now the burden is no longer on me because I'm coming out and I'm letting the whole entire truth be known so that I can walk upright and that I can walk in absolute truth. So that's what it is, man. That's what is ending this chapter of my life and starting a new chapter of my life. And I'm okay with it. I had to come to terms with that, and I'm okay with it now. Lost some people, but I gained some people. And I feel like the people that are gained may be better than the people that are lost in actuality. So I'm cool with that. And even if I wasn't, I still got to live with that. But I'm willing to. And I'm going to tell you, this is the most liberated and free that I felt my entire life. This is the most open and honest and liberated I've felt in my entire life. I can actually be my full self, No hiding nothing. I don't have to watch what I say. I don't have to go and watch what I do. I can do and say what I want. This is the most liberating feeling in the world, and I wouldn't exchange it for nothing else, man. So I just say to all my people, man, I love y'all dearly. Love y'all dearly. And I want you to be able to experience this type of liberation if you haven't already been liberated through absolute truth in your life. Go ahead. Hey, don't be afraid to walk in your absolute truth. Don't be afraid to lose some people who you probably need to lose in your life anyway. Because if they can't accept your absolute truth and who you really are, do they really deserve to be in your life? Do they really deserve to be in your circle? I submit to you that they don't. and they're only there based on what you are willing to do or say or whatever else. Whatever their motivation is, they're in your life to use you and they're in your life to take something. They're not looking to better you. They're not looking to build you up or nothing like that. They're there for a specific reason, and that's something that you've been giving to them. And when they're not able to get that anymore, they'll move along to the next person. So, yeah, I just want to put this out there, man. Y'all mull over that, and I'll be back at another time to discuss this further. You got any questions? Hit me up on the backside, and we can definitely get into a conversation. But I feel great, y'all. I'm happy. Of course, not happy about the ending of the marriage and stuff like that, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Some things are necessary. Some things have to happen. Some things have to die off in order for you to live. That's just happened to be one of those things. So, yeah, I'm going to get up out of here. It's your boy D Mac. Yeah, that's what it is. So, y'all have a blessed day. Y'all know what I say, man. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word will always heal you. I'm out. Mm-hmm.